All right, I wanted to do my due diligence and make sure that I pressed the record button. So welcome this morning. I'm so glad to be kind of connected to you all virtually, but still in real time, because I feel like there's a little bit of catching up that needs to be done. Last week's technological glitches and all of that good stuff just kind of put us in a position where I know that there are some folks who are like, wait, what's going on? Right? I got to figure out what's going on. What is this Zoom room meeting? What concept demonstration speech? Where is all this located? I can't find anything. So today's conversation is really dedicated to just asking questions and me answering them. And I did put a little bit of agenda to make sure that we covered the Zoom room meetings, the concept demonstration speeches. I want to point you all to the intro and conclusion screencast. Welcome, Khadijah. I'm glad you can join us this morning. And then also kind of looking forward to what you can expect coming up. I do want to let you know that the signposting and source citation fake news lecture that I was going to do today, I'm going to just push that back to the persuasion unit, which is coming up next unit. To be honest with you, even though y'all don't know this, that's where it originally was, but I was hoping to introduce it a little bit sooner. So we won't be behind at all. I just didn't get ahead the way that I wanted to. And so don't worry about that. I'm going to push this over to the next unit. You'll see the link for the signposting, source citations, and fake news disappear and then come back with the next unit. So today we'll get us caught up. And I'll start from the top here. I have my screencast shared. And so you should be able to see my screen, and I have it set in student view. And so this is what you should see when you log on to our Canvas virtual classroom. If you log into Unit 2, you'll see that there's two sections. There's the resources under the informative speaking and the Unit 2 major assignments. And so I separated these so that you know where all the resources are, all the videos, any kind of discussions or philosophical tutorials that I'm offering up for you all that might be useful. I won't say might, that will be useful to you successfully completing the major assignment. So if you haven't already gone through this has been up, for a week or so, maybe a little bit longer. If you haven't gone through all of this, definitely go through all of this, because this is the material you need to accomplish the major assignments. Now, we already completed the Mastering the Minute, and that's on the top of my agenda to grade this week. Speaking of grading, you may have noticed that there have been some adaptations to the discussion board scores on your grade sheet. That's me. I'm doing a little tinkering on the background. I need to accommodate the bonus point system. So all of the discussion boards have been set to 0. And you will see me mark where you completed a discussion board and where you did not complete a discussion board. You're not getting penalized if you didn't complete a discussion board, because you only had to do 2 per week. But this helps me to see those folks who are trying to accomplish the bonus points. And later what you'll see is a new column be put up that's for all of the discussion boards. And you'll see specifically where I've marked what you completed, what you didn't complete, what met the requirements for the discussion board, and how many points you accumulated along the way. So we only do the discussion boards through week 6, so until the end of next week. And so more towards the end of next week, probably through week 7, you'll see your final discussion board points pop up. So don't panic if you're seeing the percentages or any of your numbers on your end bounce back and forth. That's me doing a little tinkering, and you'll see me mute and unmute some of the discussion boards, throughout my grading process. Just wanted to put that out there because I received 2 emails about that. So 90 students, I figured if 2 people asked, there are other people who might be thinking about that. So the Mastering the Minute you all already accomplished. I'm going to get on that. And you'll see scores and feedback come back through Canvas. And the Zoom room meetings. So what I figured out in my wonderful technological fanciness is that I'm supposed to be able to copy and paste different pages from one classroom to another with ease. And typically for the last 5 years, I've been able to do that with no issue. But with ARC and with some of the links this semester, what I'm noticing is that if I copied and paste from one section to another, it doesn't always allow you, my amazing students, access to the information. So that's where that red box was coming from. I was able to confirm that that's what was going on. So I'm just going to be a little bit more careful about how I'm sharing content. I'm kind of mad at myself that I didn't combine all 3 sections into one Canvas classroom, which is something that I have the option of doing, but it is what it is. The semester is already 5 weeks in. And so bear with me. These are all things that as we learn online how to teach and how to learn, things that, glitches in the matrix. If you have issues, please let me know. Please don't think, oh my gosh, I'm not going to email her because A, B, and C. Just send me a little message, because you never know. You might be the first one who has that glitch, but there might be 6 other people who are also experiencing the same thing. And with technology, I won't know what's going on your end unless you let me know. So that's an open invitation for us to stay in dialogue. So the Zoom room meetings, I was able to fix the page. You saw new instructions go up late Friday or early Saturday. I don't know, I'm losing track of time these days. Everything kind of merges together. So you'll see in the information here, it says that it's due by Thursday, and originally it was due Thursday at midnight, but please note that the link is available until Sunday at midnight. You have until Sunday at midnight. I know that getting together with folks, making sure the recordings were correct, trying to accommodate schedules. Some people are in Germany, some people are in New York, some people are not here in Oceanside where they can work in real time. And so there's a little bit of negotiating that needs to be done. Sunday, I figured with the technological glitches, an extra 5 days should give everybody enough room to make it happen. This is Zoom room number 1. So know that with the first process, that's what it is. It's the first process. If you found it challenging for the first time, we'll put it in the column with growing pains. And when it comes to Zoom room number 2, we'll make some, adaptations and we'll get better at it. At least it wasn't a job interview where you had these glitches in the matrix during your very first, real-time live job interview, and then you messed everything up. Hopefully by the end of the semester, you'll have done this 3, 4, 5 times with your peers. You've had live audience members in a virtual world, and that will set you up for any kind of future opportunity that you may have, like a job interview using a Zoom room kind of opportunity. So I asked you to schedule a Zoom room meeting with 3 to 4 other people in the class, and I asked you to click on the link to find the signups, and you all did this quickly and nicely. I just want to put out there that somebody sent me an email and said that somebody had erased their name and they don't know who did it, and I'm not going to go searching through the information to see through the edits, even though I can do that. But if you know that a room is full and you want to get into that meeting, there's a reason that I put a cap at 5. If you each took your 10 minutes to 12 minutes of speaking time and you have 6 or 7 people in a meeting, that meeting is going to be exceptionally long, right? So having 4 to 5 individuals and you share that time, you're looking at an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes where everybody can get the activity accomplished. So please don't erase somebody's name or try to squeeze into another group. Just start a new room and reach out to some other people, because I guarantee, because I see the back end, that everybody has not signed up for a meeting and they might be like you, just kind of trying to figure out where to get in, where I fit in, right? So just take initiative and sign up in a new room or reach out to some other folks and see what you can do. I like here how, Sean just posted the meeting schedule directly into the box, and that worked beautifully. I think that worked beautifully. People found it. I know that I just sent mine out in a link in the announcement. You can email it to the group if you want. But whoever the host is really needs to take the initiative to make sure that everybody has the information that they need to log on to the group, the Zoom room meeting. So once you're there, there's a minimum of 15 minutes per group member. So 5 people in the group, we just talked about that. And what I'd like you to do is just talk about your concept demonstration speeches that are coming up. You have 2 concept demonstration speeches that are asking you to use the new speech patterns for informative speaking. And we'll talk about those speech patterns in just a second. But the goal is for you to demonstrate that you know how to put a speech in chronological order, you know how to put a speech in topical order, sequential order, and that you can kind of multiply your use of the pop-it method and expand that 1 minute into 5 to 7 minutes, demonstrating that you understand the concepts that we have been learning and studying for informative speaking. So in this meeting, what I'd like you to do is basically have a brainstorming session. Each person should take 5 to 7 minutes to say, here are the concept demonstration topics that I think I'm going to focus on. I'm interested in using spatial order, and I'm going to walk you through my new living room setup that I just redesigned. And I'm going to show you kind of why I put this in this space and why I put this in this space and why I put this in this space. So here are my 3 main points, or the 3 areas of the room that I definitely am going to speak about. Explain in a very simple skeleton structure kind of what your goals are and what you want, to get out of your 5 to 7 minutes of delivering this speech, what you want to present, how you hope to share, some type of knowledge or information with your audience. And then the next 5 to 7 minutes, just get some feedback from your peers. Are they interested in learning about your new living room set? If not, why not? Like, what would interest them about it, right? Everybody's not going to be, listen, I love makeup tutorials, even though I'm not somebody who considers myself like extra glamorous. I have been on a couple of, these vlogs where I watch people who are doing makeup tutorials. Everybody's not into that, right? So that's perfectly okay. But this is your chance to demonstrate that kind of like how to use the pattern. And our feedback should help you to kind of like sharpen where the pattern is really coming through and where it's kind of weak. So, yes, we should give feedback on, yes, this is an interesting topic. I find it interesting for these reasons. But if you don't find it interesting, then help the speaker understand structurally what might be more entertaining, what might be more inviting, where some things are kind of like confusing and need to be unpacked a little bit more, where things are unbelievable. Maybe they should have a piece of evidence to help support kind of the example that they use, right? So the goal of that 15 minutes for each person is just to get 3 or 4 other people to give them feedback, right? And I'd like this to be done in a fun, conversational, yet professional manner, right? So don't overthink it in terms of your communication with one another. Just focus on, get it done, stay focused, get it done, and you all will be okay. And the first round, I know there will be glitches in the matrix. So in your reflections, talk about those glitches in the matrix and some adaptations that we could all make. I love it when you all tell me the things that you did not wrong, but did that was like, ooh, this was a oops moment. And here's what I would fix later, because then I can make a list and kind of give that as tips to my next students or you all for the next Zoom meeting to say, here's some things we learned, as a group kind of participating in this. So that's that. I have a couple of you on here, and so you can use the chat if you like, or if you want to unmic, and you have any questions, please feel free to jump in and ask any questions. I'm happy to answer them.
I do have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I always have a question.
I love it. I'm so grateful.
Okay, so the videos in I want to say the concept 1 examples, you may have touched on that just earlier in this video meeting here, that we're not opening up. Is that what you were referring to? Because if you go into the example of the YouTube people.
So all of the YouTube examples are not popping up.
They're not. And I did reach out to another classmate to just see if it was something on my end. And I was going through other classes to see before making it a known potential error, issue, pardon me. And they're not. Mm-hmm.
Sean, are you noticing, I'm noticing on my end when I post my YouTube link through ARC recently that the videos are not playing for me. Is it that the video is not there, or is it that the video is like glitched and not playing?
This is the only one that has been an issue. I haven't had any technical issues in your class until this particular issue that I'm mentioning.
Okay.
And it's the one where the ladies are laughing. I'm trying to remember the exact, where they're giving I want to say it's in concept number 1, maybe, for the examples. And they're just not opening. It's like it wants to open. It allows.
Since I have my screen open, I'll just go in.
Yeah, it acts like it wants to open, but then it does not.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed on my end, and I know that one or two other people reached out to me to ask about, ARC. But you'll notice on this week's discussion board that I just embedded my YouTube videos, and there's nowhere to put the comments for ARC. That's because it wasn't playing on my end. And my fear is that when I uploaded, if it wasn't playing on my end, then it wouldn't be playing on your end. So I hope it's easy for me to just pop right in and kind of fix that. And so I'm really glad that you pointed me to that. So let's just take a look at
Concept 1, I believe, the demo, and then it's the examples given. It's the ladies laughing or something, I believe. Here we go. Well, I don't see them. Oh, they're there. Okay. There.
Okay. See, this is what's happening to me too. Yeah. So I guess that's happening to you as well. So
yeah,
I'll go back today and I'll just re-upload these. Okay. And so that is so odd.
It was driving me crazy. It was like an
insanity. And it's going through the same thing. And I know that this is possibly, I don't want to say I know this, but my hunch is that this is an ARC issue.
Well, I'm wondering it looks like Tanya was able to get through.
Some people, it looks like, they're able to watch it. And I don't have an amazing answer for you, but I do know that I can re-upload these. And what I'll start to do too, just so that if this happens again in the future, is I'll add a hyperlink that will take you outside of the page so that you'll always have the hyperlink if the video doesn't upload for us. And that will save us, that communication process of you having to email me to say, uh-oh, this video isn't uploading. I don't know how to access it, A, B, and C.
Right. You know what I would like to know is what system they're using as well as what browser, because that could actually, solve a lot of why it may not be working for some of us and work for others.
I think that's a very good question to ask. And so, in fact, you just did. So hopefully somebody will comment, on the, and I know that Tanya and Mary Jane, watch the videos and stuff. I don't know if y'all know this, but I can see all the details of how many people watch the videos and like review them. And it's kind of interesting to see the data to, know who's participating, which is kind of awesome. But I know that they're participating. And so hopefully, that's a hint to just put in the comments if you are using a particular browser that works for you, or if you use a particular browser that's not working for you, and maybe we can share the love on that information. And so let's see here. Trying to find my chat. I see somebody had a question. Here we go. Chrome. Okay, so it looks like Chrome works pretty good for Carolina. And
yeah, I use the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's interesting. But again, I didn't try today, so who knows? But just the simple fact that you tried to open and it didn't open for you either.
Yeah, it's been glitching on my side too. So okay. You're not going crazy.
I am going crazy, but that's another topic. But anyway.
I'm glad that we're on this page though, because it leads me to kind of our next conversation with the concept demonstrations. Like now that we know what is supposed to happen in the Zoom room meetings and we know that we're supposed to talk about our concept demonstrations, let's take a look at the specific assignments. So the first one is a do-it-yourself review. So you can do a product review or a how-to demonstration, but the overall goal is to kind of look at sequential and chronological order as a primary speech patterns. I did the mini tutorial videos in the resources section for Unit 2, and so you do have those, what are the informative speech patterns and how do they work, and there are some quick examples. They're short videos, less than 3 minutes. But also you can expect that later today, I'm going to be uploading a new screencast tutorial on speech making as design, and they'll have some visual examples of what these things look like. I used to do an assignment with my oral communication students at Southwestern College, where they would make memes to help figure out like how does spatial, order work? Okay, and then they'd go take pictures of what spatial order looked like, and you'd look in the refrigerator and you'd see, all the eggs and the milk on the top, and then all the fruits and vegetables in the middle, and then on the bottom so you see spatial order visually to help you think about your speech, less as writing an essay and more as really just creating your message and designing your message. So that's going to come out a little bit later. I've been having my own technological glitches. I'm running out of computer space. And so as I make all these I love making these things. And so making these lectures and these videos and these tutorials has been a lot of fun for me, but also challenging because the cloud always wants to like take my document away while I'm using it. And so I'm now up to date. I got some more computer space, storage space, a little external hard drive that will help out with that. And so things will start to, not be so glitchy on my end, but you'll get another screencast later on today. So expect that, and that will be on the speech making as design, and it will help you all out a little bit. Sequential order is just step by step, right? These chronological order is dealing with time. Sequence is dealing with, step by step. And so if you think about, people get these things confused, and so I really wanted to make sure that they were side by side so you all can kind of unpack, the differences between them. Time is like time on a clock. Time of the year, time of the day, an era that you might be comparing, like, the 1900s with the 2000s. And so when you think about time, it's time-based. When you think about sequences, it's step-based or order-based. It's processes, right? It's a step-by-step process. So great examples of topics that might lend themselves to sequential order might be food or recipes or fitness or workout tools or technology, do-it-yourself crafts or art projects, and things that lead themselves to chronological order are like objects, people, places, or things. I know people aren't objects, but in terms of like informative speeches, we can talk about them in terms of like what they've done objectively in the world. And so people, places, and things are definitely things that you can kind of focus on. And I gave you some particular topic areas as examples, and you can make up your own, make them fun, enjoy them. It's your speech. And so this is a real chance for you just to figure out, one, how the pattern works, because once you can master the pattern, everything else becomes easy, right? It's like creating your own style around those patterns. And then I will re-upload these videos, but they do have some wonderful videos in here. And these are some of the folks that I watch all the time, mainly because I like the tech tutorials and I'm trying to grow my skills. And so here are some good examples of folks who are doing this really well. Do you have any questions about this specific, or what the goal of the concept demonstration speeches are, or any? Okay, good. I hope that they're pretty straightforward. Don't overthink them, right? The concepts are really simple, but at the same time, they're really beautiful when you start to think about how you can multiply them and use them interactive. And so a part of the conversation that I'll have in the speech making as design lecture is just that these are not separate patterns that you only use one at a time, but you might find yourself overlapping them and using them interchangeably. And so they're not mutually exclusive, but you can definitely combine them to your use. I know that some of y'all have asked about, okay, what is this discussion board that basically has nothing and it's also locked? Later on, when you actually complete your concept demonstration speeches, I'm gonna ask you to upload them onto the discussion board. And then you'll have a review process where we'll go back and your peers will review your concept demonstration speeches to help you see where you succeeded, and then also offer some tips on where we can grow. And so know that the instructions for that won't come out until February 21st. That's when the assignment is due anyway. And so submit it by the deadline, and then you'll upload it to the review board. And then there'll be a week where people can review and watch your videos and give you feedback.
Got it.
All right. And then the concept demonstration 2 speech just takes a look at topical and spatial order as the primary speech patterns. Topical order, I think we do this unconsciously, subconsciously. It's just in us. We make topics, we talk about them. right? There are themes that we come up with and we break it down and we talk about them. We kind of categorically order things just for our own control, making. That's the way things happen. And so when you think about topical order, there'll be a section in the lecture that says, hey, this is what we do and this is what it looks like. Spatial order is my favorite, I think, of them all, because this is about space and location and thinking about things in relationship to one another. So one of the examples that comes up is beaches in California, right? And so you could do a whole speech, spatial order, and talk about the beaches in Laguna or the beaches, in San Diego versus the beaches in Oceanside, and just kind of give an overview about what people can expect when they go to that beach, what the differences are, and so on and so forth. And that's by location. One of my favorites is just hip hop. Let's say you want to talk about hip hop, but you wanted to do it regionally. So you did the East Coast versus the West Coast kind of conversation. And then you threw in the dirty, dirty South just so you have 3 main points, right? So don't overthink these. These are fun kind of ways that you can just organize your thoughts in a simplified manner, in a quick manner. And when we talk about using a visual design, I think that will help to trigger some of the things that you actually want to say about each kind of thing based on the space or based on the location. So I put here a couple topics that might work well with spatial order, like things like best way to organize a poke bowl. I eat a lot of poke bowls. How to organize my kids' toys. These are my lists. Favorite places in Oceanside, what's in your tool case, why your bathroom might need cleaning. And then there are some examples down here. Claire Marshall, she's one of my favorite bloggers, and she's the one she does she's a makeup artist essentially, but I really like her tutorials where she walks you through her living room and where she walks you through her vanity set. I never really thought about how a simple thing like your vanity, where you put your makeup, where the brushes are, their organizational strategies, they give me tips on what I could do in my own vanity. And so I'm totally tickled because I don't think of myself as being extra feminine. But I like her a lot, and then here's Chris Howe. He's a YouTuber talking about his camera bag. I like the way he breaks down. And then they're just good public speakers, right? Like, not only are these individuals walking you through the pattern, but they're putting on display how you can use the pattern to your own benefit. They're teaching you about what you could carry in your camera bag or how you could design your living room, if you will. So watch the videos. They're fun. I tried to find videos that were within the same time frame or close to the same time frame of what we're aiming for, between that 5 to 7 minute mark. So again, it gives you kind of an overview of how you can organize your main points in each section of your speech based on time. You don't want to make main point number 1, 4 minutes and then only have 2 or 3 minutes to discuss main point number 2 and main point number 3. We want to try and keep a balanced, a balanced kind of order to how much you talk about in the speaking time. I know I'm getting close to time on here, but I want to point you to the new screencast that I uploaded a few days ago on intros and conclusions. And so I had fun making that one. Introductions and conclusions are super important when you think about stories and storytelling. The beginning and the ending are really important. And so I think that one's about 15 minutes. And so feel free to give that a review as you are writing and designing your speeches. And then I'll definitely upload some more stuff for you all later today. And that should get us pretty much caught up. I think it's just me, Sean, and Khadijah in here. So ladies, did we have any other questions before I kind of check out for the day?
No, I think I got everything actually.
Yeah,
okay, awesome. Okay, good. I really hope. I've been a little bit, President's Day, we had company, the technological glitches, people have been emailing me. I'm working my way back through emails to try to respond to everybody as diligently as I can, but I'm glad to hear it sounds like folks are getting back on the same page. And so I will make sure that this screencast, this live session also goes up a little bit later today. And if you need anything, slide me my emails.
I will.
I know. Listen, Sean, I love them. I can't respond quickly to all of them, but especially the editing ones, because that's what this class is not focused on, the kind of like technological part, but in the fall I'm teaching a public speaking for social media class, and so all of those questions that you have about, oh wait, this editing worked and this didn't, man, I cannot wait to make those tutorials because there's so many options that you have there. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid. Don't stop emailing me.
I won't, and I'll keep you posted on the Android user that will help you prepare those with Androids and not the fancy dancy iPhone.
Please do, because I am so illiterate when it comes to like anything on that platform, and I'm biased, and I know I am. So help us out.
Trust me, I wish I could, cross over to the iPhone, but I'm in school right now.
I understand 100%. But listen, Android is pretty fancy too. It's just I've been with Apple for so long that when you switch, there's a whole learning process that I'm just like, I'm too old for this. Just give me.
Right? It's kind of like the automatic car to the stick shift. I get it.
Exactly. All right, my friends, have a great day, and I'll see y'all next time.
Take care. Bye-bye.